Yeah.
The only work I've done at the place is take snags out.
Probably a good thing, isn't it? Apparently, he was telling me that the fish always used to spend all the time in the snags down there.
They did, yeah.
Now you're taking the snags out, they're spread all around.
It was too dangerous as well. There's that aspect as well. It's a safety aspect.
It's opened up the fishing, hasn't it? So you can catch them from all around the lake as well.
Yeah, so they've moved
completely.
out now. They feed well on the raised areas in the middle of the lake as well.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you feed them?
Yeah, I do got a bit of a feeding programme going on, and that's mainly as they come out of winter and go into winter. We try and give them some food and give them a bit of a helping hand.
Yeah.
Keep their health up and keep them on top form.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I noticed you're really sort of conscious about the fish. Like you've got another lake over the back and all that. You really, which already had carp in it, and you're really sort of scared of sort of moving fish from that lake into this one.
Yeah, very very aware of, especially in France as well. I think we're aware of potential problems with breakouts of diseases and things. So, there's no intention to stop the water at the moment, because it seems to be producing good carp as it is, and eventually there's a quarantining facility there if I do need to restock for the future.
Yeah. So what do you estimate, Timmy?
God, that's a tough one. We're still learning, mate. I mean, it's always amazing me. I mean, even now, I mean, I've been on here. Well, it's 2 years this October. And basically still getting photographs back from clients that have been over and fished, that are fish that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And last year we had a brand new 50-pounder, 55, great big mirror. Didn't even know it was in there. It's amazing.
That's what's nice about it. You can come over here and the fish ain't got names, and you can sit and sort of fish here. And
it's a nice surprise as well. When you see the new fish and stocked. It's a fairly big gravel pit, and it's proper carp fishing.
There's not really much in the way of nuisance fishing here either, is it? It's all sort of,
Yeah, I think
so far we've had no sort of crayfish problems, no cross on chat problems, and it's just been sort of carp problems.
Yeah, you know what I like?
Good problem.
You know what I like? The way you've not got loads of mad rules and everything. It's just common sense, and you've got a few rules, haven't you, for the fishery?
Yeah, a few important ones do exist, but the rest of the angling is really. I rely on the anglers to sort of just be aware of looking after the carp, unhooking mats. If they're using the boats to go and land fish, which sometimes they have to do in this water, have an unhooking mat in the boat and landing it in the boat ready, and things like that, mate. Just take care of the fish. I mean, they're my responsibility, and I don't want them hurt. So
your pets at the end of the day, aren't
they? You get very, very. I mean, once you get the lake, you sort of it's a pretty quick thing that you get
very
protective. Definitely.
Well, I think it's even in France. I mean, people think in France you can get hold of sort of you can buy 40 and 50-pound fish easily, but it's not the case, is it? You sort of got them in your water, so you got to look after them.
I think that used to be the situation years ago, but they're just as hard to come by now. Big restock fish.
I'll tell you another thing I like as well is that. Luke doesn't have too many people on. It'd be dead tempting if you were out to just make money in that.
Yeah, something like between 4 and 6 people we have, Luke, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, generally like to stick to 4 if I can.
Yeah. 4 acres, four anglers for 27 acres, that's pretty good, isn't it?
That's how you want it.
Yeah, it's nice, you've got plenty of scope to move.
From an angler's point of view, I mean, that's how you want it. I mean, and I do a 5, I do a 6, but it's occasionally, it's pressure related.
Yeah. Do you still do your catfishing?
Yeah, I get down there. I mean, that was my original job, so I'm.
Is there catfish in here or?
No, I didn't put any in.
No.
I'll keep it.
No sort of intention to.
No. I'm not going to put them in because it's what I'm trying to maintain. It's not create, but maintain is a decent carp water. And I don't think they've got many other species in them.
I
mean, you've got, like you said, the odd bream, the odd tencher.
There's some big other species. We see some big rudd and big sort of,
massive. I've seen some before, and they look well over £3. Yeah, maybe more.
It seems the other species that did make it, the species that were in competition with the food with the carp for the food, didn't quite make it through, and the fish that did survive were quite big. We had double figure bream and quite big tench for France, so 7-8 pounders, and stuff like that.
And what's the normal sort of procedure? You get sort of 4 blokes arrive here on a Saturday or something. What do you normally do?
Yeah, we sit down and have a cup of tea. I'll just give them a quick run down on how I like to see the angling done. You know, it's just.
Because one thing I did notice, like, though you're not a carp angler, I mean, you're very experienced with boats and things like that, and so what do you take them out in the boat and show them the ropes a little bit?
I have a quick chat with them if they're familiar with boat use, and I'm happy. We obviously supply life jackets and that anyway, but as long as they're happy with the boat use, they've used the boat before, then I'm happy. I mean, we're relatively safe here. What I tend to do is we sit down, have a cup or two, have a brief chat about the few rules that do exist in the fishery, and then at the end we have a walk round. I try and tell them a bit about the features that are in the water and save them a bit of time, because it is quite a big water to attack for a week. I tend to run out of time before you do effort, like, But we have a walk round, and they get set up and fish for a week. They've got a place for themselves.
Yeah, brilliant.
Is it usually groups of like 4 people or whatever that know each other that tend to book it?
Yeah, I mean that was the idea, really. Frank is like to get a group to book it exclusively, a group of friends, and then we know we're not going to have any disputes during the week's fishing and that. No,
it's ideal, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just
that's the best way.
It's holiday after all.
Yeah. Well, you've got the great attitude to it all, and I know it's going to be a success. This is superb, isn't it?
Well, it's about time we got our baits out, Frank, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's getting sort of the old lights going a little bit, isn't it?
Cracking, actually, yeah.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well done,
all
Luke.
the best, mate. Yeah.
Cheers, chaps. Looking forward to a good week.
Right, well, we've had a bit of a chat with Luke, and
It's quite interesting. Told us a little bit of the history of the place, and know a little bit more about it now.
really nice fella, isn't he? Very helpful and
real,
smashing
real
bloke.
good guy.
And the thing that I like about it is his outlook on the place. The way he wants to protect it and keep it just
wants to fish. Real sort of protective of the fish, and he sort of doesn't really want to restock with any new fish, just in case
something goes wrong.
Something goes wrong. He's got a pretty good lake here with a lot of good fish.
Yeah, I think it's in good hands, this place.
Yeah, I think so.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Plus, you better show a few of the rigs we've been using.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in case people are curious about the setups you and I use. We differ in the way we approach it. Similar in some respects, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously both work. And we'll have a look at a few of the up-length materials. We're not using anything fancy, are we?
No.
No.
In fact, I mean, my building material was just all new £15 mono.
Yeah. I use various ones. I use the coated sort of braids mainly. Well, here's the one I was using in England that I used.
That's what you had your first fish on, yeah?
First fish, at 38.8.
It's crazy, this plastic stuff. I mean, you just can't get your head around it sometimes. You can't believe a carp would eat it,
Yeah, well, I've always been one for thinking that they have to have food.
Yeah.
And they can tell the difference, but this stuff must admit.
I think there's actually something in the makeup of it. I'm sure there's something in the plastic or whatever that they detect and find quite attractive. You just never know.
Certainly
I've seen young lads sort of cast that out in the middle of nowhere. No free offerings around. It's a little bit different when you're fishing over the top of like free offerings, isn't it?
Yeah,
just fishing that in open water in the middle of nowhere and getting a bite. It just defies logic, really. So what made you change? I noticed you had that on 3 or 4 rods the first night.
Yeah, I don't know. I was unsure about whether we're going to get smaller fish with it.
Yeah.
I always seem to think that.
Mind you, 38's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but that wasn't our target size, was it? Without wanting to sound stupid.
I suppose as well, I had a couple of bites on boilies, so it's.
So you sort of weigh it all up and think, no, I'll stick with what I've used in the past.
I know this sort of thing does catch, but I think you're right. I mean, dead right. I mean, the biggest carp in England was I caught it on just a single grain of maize, not plastic and stuff, but it has been caught before on plastic.
That's right, yeah.
But by and large, I think generally you go to most waters and boilies are the ones that catch the
bigger stuff. Yeah. But it just shows that you don't have to be a slave to boilies. You can just turn up, put this stuff on, or some of its variants, and off you go.
Like me, your favour, like sort of quite long shanked hooks.
Yeah, I use a shrink tube line liner. I have this little blowback piece of shrink tube as well. I don't like rings. I use that instead. It takes more to blow it back, but it tends to stay in position if you get a tension or something like that mouth a bit.
Yeah, I tend to not use. I tend to just use it. I mean, I don't bother using that bit there, to be honest with you. And